Yeah, I'm Carl and welcome to Kuster's Classics. And today we have an awesome 82 250 Husky XC. So there's a lot of things that make this bike unique, and I remember when I was a little kid, going to cross-country races and thinking, man, these bikes were awesome because I was little and they looked huge, but there was so many cool things like aluminum fuel tank, so you never have to worry about it rusting out. Fuel stays clean all the time. They're pretty interesting. This would be up for debate on why they had a left-hand Kickstarter. Some folks say it's because of the Grand Prix starts. Once the gunshot went off, you run to the bike, you could hop on, start it as you're jumping on the bike and take off, or it was easier to start when it was on the kickstand on that side. Let's see in the comments what you think it was. Compared to today's bike, they're pretty much the same size, or even taller as far as seat height goes. Like, man, you can hardly touch on this thing. But there was really a few different styles of these. Holy, they make that easy to get at. But there was the CR, which was the motocross version, the XC, which is this version, which is kind of like the crossover in between motocross, and this was the cross-country version. And then they had the WR, which was a wide ratio transmission, and it was more the woods bike. This is how easy it is to get at the air filter. Check that out, like that. A lot of times in the old races, they had deep water crossings, and most of the times the bikes watered out, so they made it really easy where you could just take the air filter out of this thing, take the spark plug out, turn it upside down, put it in 5th or 6th gear, and rotate it over, get all the water out of the cylinder, put a new plug back in, put the air filter back in, and voila, you're back in business. Things that I find funny about this is, external spring for the shifter, and there's still a use of flat blade, which makes me think of the chainsaw tool spark plug wrench, where it's got 2 wrenches on it, or 2 sockets per se, and then a flat blade. You could take apart half the bike with a flat blade. And you could tell the architecture working on this thing, it has the very same feel that the Husqvarna chainsaws do today. And you really don't see that anymore either. It's a very simple bike as far as being put together. You can tell it's well thought out, and just the basics. That's basically it. It is a rare occurrence, but this bike is actually for sale. Shelly's forcing me to sell a motorcycle, so out of all of them, it's like this one has the widest handlebars, so it's the hardest to store, so I'm gonna let it go.